Hi everyone, guys and girls. Today, Dobby and I will be playing Peppa Pig. What's our first challenge, Dobby?
Yeah, hi everyone. Let's get started already. Why are you standing around for so long? Our first challenge is the floor is lava. It's easy. Just don't touch the floor to avoid dying in Roblox.
Dobby, I think all the subscribers already know what the floor is lava is. Do you see these beautiful figures here? They seem to be from the actual cartoon about the fat pig Peppa and her dumb brother George.
Ha ha ha. How did you die in such an easy part? Quit this game. It's too hard for you, Sheriff.
Ha 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 ha. You died there yourself. All right, my bro, let's get through this part quickly without any silly jokes. At the end, there's a robber who robbed Peppa Pig's house, and we need to catch and punish him.
Really? Then I'll speed up now. I hope there won't be any scary moments at the end. I don't really like scary games. Wait, Sheriff Labrador, what mode are we gonna play in the next video?
The next map will be the scariest one we've ever played. By the way, don't fall off the controller. There's acid below. I hope we meet all the characters from Peppa Pig today. I want to meet them. It's been my dream since childhood.
Did you see those funny characters from the cartoon? The creator did a great job making them. Wow, flying knives with blood? I wonder whose blood that is. I hope it's not Peppa Pig's or her brother George's. Oh, you see Daddy Pig sitting at the table there? He is really fat.
Yeah, I saw. Don't distract me for now. This fruit parkour is really tough. I'll wait for you, and then we'll go into this scary and smelly vent.
Now I've almost passed it. Everyone rushed into this ventilation. I hope we'll pass through it quickly.
Oh no, I fell into the pig's mouth. He ate me. Can you hear me? The pig ate me like a tasty cookie. I didn't think those pigs eat animals too. We're dogs after all.
Hello, it's Dobie. Can you hear me? I'm still falling towards you. It's really high up here. Wait for me a bit. Oh, I'm here now. I thought I'd never see you again. It's good that the pig didn't swallow us, but what's that hole down there? Should we jump?
I crashed, Dobie. Are you sure we should jump here? I saw acid there. Looks like it's his stinky stomach. There's a lot of different food there. How does so much fit inside him? But he's Daddy Pig. I wonder when George grows up, will he become as fat as Daddy Pig?
Wow, it's so beautiful here. Lots of delicious food, burgers, pizza, cookies. I'm really hungry. Maybe we should stay here and eat burgers. But no, it's dangerous. What if he wants to go to the toilet and all this food starts digesting? We need to escape from here quickly, Sheriff Labrador. Are you ready to run away from here as fast as you can?
Of course, I'm ready. We need to run away from here faster. Do you see that red hole at the end? I think we should run towards it. It's the only way to survive. I didn't expect it to be so scary inside Daddy Pig's stomach. Now I understand what you feel, Dobie, when you play horror maps.
Oh, a familiar challenge. Let's make a bet. If one of us dies, they won't be sheriff anymore. How about that? Although, you're a noob in Roblox, so maybe we can just bet on the title of the best sheriff in the world.
My bad, Dobie. I must have been mistaken. It was so easy. I passed it on the first try. Where are you anyway? We'll face even tougher challenges ahead, so we need to hurry. And by the way, do you remember you wanted to tell some scary story?
It was a cool evening in Mapleville when Sheriff Dobie woke me up from my warm bed with a call about a school invasion. Instantly, I roused my loyal partner, Sheriff Labrador, and we headed to the scene in our patrol car. As we approached the school, we noticed several cars parked outside the entrance. Something strange was happening here. Upon entering the building, we saw the glow of flashlights and heard quiet whispers. We stealthily approached the source of the sound and caught a group of teenagers bustling with cameras and lighting. "What are you doing here?" I asked, shining my flashlight on their faces. The teenagers jumped and turned towards us. It turned out they were YouTubers planning to spend 24 hours inside the school for their channel. They explained that it was their experiment, and they were curious how long they could evade detection. We kept an eye on the teenagers and concluded that it was just a prank, but it was important to return them to their parents and explain that such actions could be dangerous. As we drove them home, we made sure they understood their mistake and promised not to repeat such behavior.
Yes, I remember it as if it were yesterday. How good and fun it was to be the sheriff. I recalled another story. We got a call about a fireworks warehouse fire that woke us up. Me, Sheriff Labrador, and my faithful partner Dobie, immediately realizing that it was a serious matter. We quickly gathered ourselves and hurried to the scene. On the way to the warehouse, we saw flickering lights in the sky, rising higher and higher. It was so strange. Our little town rarely encountered such incidents. When we arrived, a crowd had gathered around the burning building, and firefighters were already trying to contain the blaze. We had to act fast. Dobie and I circled the perimeter to check if there were any other suspicious individuals nearby. In the backyard of the warehouse, we found a suspicious person trying to hide in the shadows. "Stop! Police!" I shouted, lunging forward. The suspect attempted to flee, but Dobie quickly intercepted him and grabbed his arm. It turned out to be a dragon with eyes full of fear. We led him away from the fire and interrogated him. He confessed to setting the warehouse on fire, although it was meant to be just a prank. He didn't expect the fire to escalate so quickly out of control. We detained him and handed him over to the authorities.
I remember that little dragon. Every day, my firefighter cousin would call me saying their house was on fire. It's a good thing our mayor allocated a separate air house for them, which wouldn't harm society. I actually wanted to tape his mouth shut back then, because young dragons can't control their fire breath. Do you remember that moment when we were about to go on patrol, but everything changed when we got a call from Daddy Pig? He was in a panic and told us that their children were missing. We reacted immediately and headed to Daddy Pig's house. There we were greeted by Mommy Pig, who was in tears. It turned out that their two children, Peppa and George, had gone out for a walk and hadn't returned on time. We began organizing a search. We had to comb through the entire neighborhood, search parks, forests, and even check some places they were known to go. But every time we thought we found a clue, it turned out to be useless. Finally, as it started to get dark, we decided to check the sheep's house, which was known for its delicious pies. We were so focused on the search that we didn't even consider the possibility that the children might be there. To our surprise, George and Peppa were at the sheep's house, sitting at the table and enjoying pie. It turned out they had gotten lost on the way and accidentally ended up at the sheep's house. He found them and decided to treat them until they found their way home. With relief, we took the children back to their parents. But it's a pity I didn't get to play with them then, because a new urgent call came in.
That's exactly how it was. That's why today we're going through the Peppa Pig mode. How do you like this Lego parkour? The challenges are getting harder and harder. I remember when we first started our service in the small town of Mapleville. It was early evening when our radios crackled with the first call. The voice on the other end was anxious. Someone had spotted suspicious figures near the old abandoned barn on the outskirts of town. We immediately headed to the location.
We quickly gathered our gear and headed to the old barn. The road was quiet, but my heart was beating faster than usual. This was our chance to show what we were capable of. As we approached the barn, I noticed that the headlights illuminated the old building, covered in moss and surrounded by thick undergrowth. We got out of the car and, holding flashlights in our hands, began to approach the barn.
We carefully surveyed the area around the barn. Everything seemed quiet. Too quiet. Suddenly, we heard a rustling from inside. I gestured to Dobie to follow me. We slowly moved towards the barn door. When we opened the door, our flashlights revealed several figures in the darkness. These were teenagers who froze instantly upon seeing us. It turned out they were just looking for a place to have a party away from adults.
At first, I felt relieved, realizing there was no serious threat. But then I decided we needed to have a serious talk with the teenagers. We explained to them that abandoned buildings can be dangerous and that it's best to find safe places to meet.
As we returned to the station, I felt proud of how we handled our first call. Yes, it was something simpler than we might have expected, but what mattered was how we acted together, as a team. "Well, Dobie," I said as we drove back, "looks like we did it." "Yes, Labrador," he replied, smiling. "That was just the first step. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and I'm ready for every challenge."
Wow, we most likely have completed everything already. That was easy.
Our adventures are really cool indeed. We went through this map pretty quickly, and now we're already at the finale.
All right, guys, we'll meet tomorrow on the scariest map.
I hope you'll be ready, Dobie. Bye, everyone. Hello, guys. As you can see, we are in a very pink prison, which means today we will be escaping from Hello Kitty.
Hello, everyone. Along the way, we will encounter many dangerous challenges, but I think we can handle it all because we are sheriffs.
And at the very end, we will face the final boss of this prison, Hello Kitty herself. So make sure to watch the video until the end, guys.
We've already managed to get out of our prison cell and are heading to the next challenge.
It looks like we'll have to crawl through the ventilation system for this. It's strange that this prison has such weak escape prevention. A vent leading to the exit right in the prisoner's cell. Good thing our police station has the best security system in the city.
I agree with you, Labrador. It would be much harder to catch criminals if they were constantly escaping. Meanwhile, we've reached the place we saw from behind our bars, but there's one problem. Hello Kitty is in our way.
It looks like we were too loud. We should have taken stealth courses, but at least we know how to run fast.
I wonder why all the cells here are empty. Could it be that everyone escaped before us? Hello Kitty should consider hiring some assistants.
Well, now we've added ourselves to that list. She's quite a lousy guard, but it doesn't matter, because we still have many interesting challenges ahead of us.
So, through another vent, we've ended up in the men's restroom. I don't think she'll come in here unless she's hiding something from us.
Even the men's restroom is all in pink colors. I have a feeling I'll be nauseous throughout this entire escape.
I blinked, and suddenly we're digging a tunnel in the bathroom. Hopefully, this isn't Hello Kitty's trap.
It looks like it's not a trap, but a secret mine shaft beneath the prison. I wonder if they dug it before building the prison or after. They were probably searching for diamonds here, but found lava instead.
Even the rocks in the cave are painted pink, and it's unnerving me. Why would they do that if no one can see it?
And I think it's their natural color. And the prison is built from these rocks. It's all about saving on painting costs.
Perhaps. I hear strange sounds.
You didn't imagine it. A giant molten boulder just rolled past us. It seems we need to time it right to find a safe place to hide from it.
Great. We made it in time. This was quite a straightforward challenge. I think the next one will be much harder and therefore more thrilling.
Maybe we should try to run straight to the end.
As you can see, that would have flattened us like a pancake. Sometimes it's not worth listening to spontaneous ideas.
Great job, Dobie. We're approaching the next challenge.
I think it's worth looking around.
Oh, he wasn't visible behind the column. Let's run into this room.
I see some kind of lever. Let's press it. Maybe it will help us escape.
It's stuck. This is a great opportunity.
Oh no, that wasn't fair. He's too fast, and there was no room to escape.
Don't worry, Dobie. There's nothing to be concerned about since all our progress has been saved.
Okay, it looks like that lever opened these gates for us. Good, we've escaped.
Listen, these stairs are mesmerizing me. Why did they make them multicolored?
I think it's intentionally designed to confuse us or make our heads spin so that we fall into that guard's trap.
I see an elevator ahead. This prison is so massive.
By the way, what do you think we were put in here for?
I don't know, Dobie. Maybe because we're too good at saving the city and have no competitors.
And how do you like this place? All the walls are pink, and above our heads are hearts and cute kittens. Why build such a gigantic prison at all?
Perhaps to maintain discipline and the mental balance of the inmates, but this is too extravagant even for prison architecture. Maybe it's part of a psychological rehabilitation program.
Maybe they're experimenting with new methods of correcting criminals here? Who knows? Maybe the next step will be a prison with cartoon heroes.
All right, Dobie, while we're here, we need to stay on guard. Maybe we'll have a chance to figure out why they put us here and how to get out of this pink fairy tale.
Yes, Labrador, let's hope for the best. For now, our task is not to miss the opportunity and find a way out of this cute but strange Hello Kitty prison.
Look, it says on the wall that you need a ladder. I think the storage room is the most obvious place for it.
I hope we won't have any problems with her not fitting through the doorway.
Dobie, do you remember how we recently forgot our tasers?
Of course.
Great, then let's tell how it was. This day started out as usual. Dobie and I were preparing to apprehend a well-known criminal, but in our haste, we forgot to bring our stun guns. By the time we arrived, the criminal already knew we lacked our primary means of apprehension. We had to quickly come up with a plan B.
Due to the absence of stun guns, we needed to be clever. I suggested to Labrador that we set a trap. We knew the criminal often hides in an abandoned warehouse with lots of corners and alcoves. We decided to set up a trap there using wooden crates and ropes.
We quickly built the trap, hid, and waited. When the criminal arrived at the warehouse, he unexpectedly fell into our trap. I immediately sprung out of hiding and blocked his escape route, while Dobie helped secure him.
The criminal was surprised and caught in the trap we improvised. Without stun guns, we successfully apprehended him using our ingenuity and quick reaction. This incident taught us to be prepared for anything, even when we don't always have all the necessary equipment at hand.
We only have one valve left to close.
By the way, it's been a while since we faced a boss. I have a feeling we'll encounter one very soon.
Hey Dobie, I was just thinking how lucky we are that Roblox exists. It's not just a game, it's a whole world of opportunities.
Absolutely, Labrador. Roblox is a real gem. I love that you can find a game for any taste there. If you want to shoot, go ahead. If you want something peaceful and calm, you'll find that too.
Yeah, and the most amazing thing is the ability to create your own games. Anyone can try their hand at being a developer. I think it's great for developing creative thinking and programming skills.
Exactly. And many kids have actually learned to program thanks to Roblox. It's incredible. Plus, there's always something new to find because users are constantly creating fresh content.
And don't forget about the social aspect. In Roblox, you can meet people from all over the world, make new friends, and team up. It really broadens your horizons and improves communication skills.
Yeah, I love playing Roblox with friends. It's a great way to spend time together, even if you're far apart.
Wow, meanwhile, we finally reached the long-awaited mini-boss, Hello Kitty's chef.
Quick, grab our weapons and shoot her right in the face.
Why was he placed so far from the entrance?
I don't know, but Hello Kitty's pretty slow, so it won't bother us at all.
Wow, this bazooka shoots food. I wouldn't mind having one at home in real life.
Did you see that? She just hit us with a tomato.
Very good, she has 1/3 of her HP left.
Let's go! Just a tiny bit left. She's insatiable. She's swallowed so much food already.
Why doesn't she just let us pass? Doesn't she realize we're stronger? Anyway, she had a choice. Hooray! We've left this prison without a chef. It's some achievement.
Oh, did you see how she exploded and threw us back several meters? Looks like we really overfed her, and she burst from it.
Well, as we head towards the final boss, let's remember the time we went mushroom hunting in the forest together. But at one point, everything went off script. Dobie and I decided to spend a day off in the forest, gathering mushrooms. It was a beautiful autumn day, and nature delighted us with its colors. We walked along the path, talking and enjoying the fresh air, when suddenly I noticed something unusual among the trees.
Labrador stopped and pointed to a barely noticeable trail leading deeper into the forest. We decided to check where it led, and soon we discovered a secret cave. Inside, we found many cages with various animals. They looked scared and weakened.
Deep inside the cave, we saw a laboratory. Strange instruments and devices were on the tables. Soon, it became clear to us that experiments were being conducted on animals here. In the distance, we heard noise. It was a mad scientist who seemed to be conducting another experiment.
We realized we needed to act quickly. We contacted other services and informed them of our discovery. Meanwhile, we had to come up with a plan to rescue the animals and deal with the scientist.
Dobie, it seems we'll have to postpone our story time because we've reached our final boss, the giant Hello Kitty robot.
Did you see how she was spinning around while waiting for us to approach? Maybe she's been waiting for us and got bored. No worries, she'll have a blast with us now.
Yes, I noticed that too. It looks like we need to shoot at her arms to make her bazooka arms fall off.
Hooray! We've shot off one bazooka. Just a little more to go.
Oh, come on. Couldn't they give us a more powerful weapon?
That's it, Sheriff Labrador. These are the final shots.
Yay, we've been waiting for this for so long.
I'm also very happy about our victory. Damn! She exploded even harder. So, let's continue our story.
With pleasure. Our plan was simple. We had to distract the scientist until reinforcements arrived. I suggested creating a small commotion at the cave entrance to attract his attention, while Dobie would free the animals in the meantime.
I found some sticks and stones and began banging them against the cave walls, creating as much noise as possible. Hearing this, the scientist rushed to the exit to find out what was happening. At that moment, Labrador sneaked deeper into the cave and started opening the animal cages.
The animals were frightened, but when they saw that we were there to help, they started coming out of their cages. I led them towards the exit, where reinforcements had already arrived. The scientist was detained on the spot, and his laboratory was dismantled.
Our plan worked, and we managed to rescue all the animals. Thanks to our quick reaction and coordinated effort, the forest became a safe place again for all its inhabitants.
Well, Dobie, that was an amazing adventure. And you guys don't switch off, because we're moving on to the next place. Hello, dear friends. Today we are going to escape from prison.
But this is no ordinary prison. It's the prison of the amazing digital circus.
That's right, Dobby. We're in for some exciting challenges and puzzles. I think we'll even uncover some secrets and mysteries of the actual series, The Amazing Digital Circus. Let's get started.
Strangely, it smells like candy in the ventilation. Maybe they're making cotton candy nearby.
I don't think so. We're in a prison. Have you watched both episodes?
Yes, I recently watched the second episode, and I'm eagerly waiting for the next one. I was really surprised that Kane is an artificial intelligence.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was just Pomni's imagination, and the others were playing along with her.
We got out of the ventilation, and I'm still hoping to find some cotton candy.
What? Did you hear that? It seems we're not alone. Oh my God, why did she come out of the wall?
Hurry, run away from her. Hopefully she's slower than we.
I wonder why they locked us up. Maybe we found the exit of the digital circus.
Look, she got stuck. I think they locked us in the cage because we know too much, or they just don't want to share their cotton candy with us.
Stop talking about it. Do you have sugar brains? If that's the case, then I'll be a zombie.
All right, I won't talk about it anymore. I just want something sweet. It's a pity we can't eat chocolate, and I don't have any dog chocolate.
Have you had chocolate with you all this time? That would have been a great bait. Why didn't you throw it at Pomni?
Honestly, I didn't even think about it. And I doubt the characters of the digital circus know how to eat. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to continuously record their shows, and they already come out very slowly.
It seems we ended up in the toilet through the ventilation. I wouldn't want the service guy to burst into the ventilation while I'm doing my business.
Wait, inspect the other stalls.
Oops! I'm sorry, sir. I'm burning with embarrassment right now. Let's get out of this awkward situation as quickly as possible.
Didn't it seem strange to you that he was just standing there, staring at the wall? Maybe he was eavesdropping on us to find out our vulnerabilities, and he's our main boss. If that's the case, it's a very interesting twist of events. In that case, I retract my apologies.
It seems you're exaggerating, Dobie. Maybe he just hadn't started doing his business yet. Look at his big skull and those bright neon eyes. I would like to have something like him at home. A beautiful statue with lighting.
Yeah, he's really cool. Phew, a giant boulder just rolled past us. It's a good thing we didn't reach it in time. It would have flattened us into pancakes.
Another boulder. That's a very simple challenge. I can't wait for a powerful boss to appear so we can play on equal terms.
Labrador, do you think the characters of the digital circus will be able to get out of it?
I don't know, but every story has an end, and it's likely to be in the last episode.
Curious where we're headed. Ah, it seems I understand now. It's the boss room.
Looks like you guessed wrong. It's Zubal's dungeon. What did they lock her up for?
Oh no, the gates are closed. Look for the lever. It's probably in that room.
Yes, I see it. Strange room. Did Zubal really write all these inscriptions? It seems she's bored here all alone.
Oh no, she caught us. I hope we don't have to start all over again. That was unfair. That room acted like a trap because it was a dead end.
I agree, but our complaints won't help us get further, so let's focus on the game. By the way, guys, leave a comment on which modes in Roblox we should try next. If you want to see Dobie and me play the scariest Roblox map, give us a like.
I have a theory that everything around us is made of plasticine because it's all so bright and colorful. Plastic would have cracked a long time ago. We haven't even tried touching the walls. What if they're actually candy? That's why it smelled so sweet.
Dobie, it seems like you're starting to rave.
Sorry, Sheriff Labrador. It looks like the circus environment is affecting me. Maybe it's hypnotizing me with all its colors, and that's why I'm feeling dizzy. Or maybe it's because I didn't eat this morning.
I hope you don't turn into a hungry zombie with a sugar brain and eat me. Brr! That's scary.
To prevent this from happening, let's take a break from the game and tell the guys a story about how we saved the city from the attack of infected mutant ants.
Of course, it all started when a meteorite fell on the outskirts of the city. Initially, everyone thought it was a rare but harmless natural event. However, it soon became clear that the consequences of the meteorite's impact were far more terrifying. A few days after the fall, we began receiving reports of strange and aggressive ants attacking people and animals. At first, we thought it was just a coincidence, but it soon became evident that these were no ordinary ants.
When we arrived at the scene, we saw that the ants were huge, the size of a small dog, and their behavior was clearly aggressive. They attacked everything in their path, and there seemed to be a strange gleam in their eyes, as if they were being controlled by an unknown force. We immediately evacuated the residents of the nearby houses and began coordinating efforts with scientists and insect control specialists. It was clear to us that the mutant ants were somehow linked to the meteorite.
After thorough investigation, scientists discovered that the meteorite brought a virus from another planet, which mutated the local ants, making them huge and aggressive. The virus spread rapidly, and we had to find a way to stop it before the ants overran the entire city. We organized a search operation to locate the epicenter of the virus spread. It turned out that the main anthill was located near the meteorite crash site. We realized that if we destroyed the source of the virus, we could stop the ants.
Together with the team of specialists, we infiltrated the anthill. It was dangerous and challenging, but we knew we had no other choice. We set explosives and orchestrated a controlled explosion, destroying the virus epicenter.
After that, the ants quickly began to lose their mutant abilities and became less aggressive. Scientists developed an antivirus, which we sprayed throughout the city to neutralize the remaining infection hotspots. The city was saved, and the residents were able to return to normal life.
An amazing story. Being a sheriff sure exposes you to all sorts of new things. And the best part is, now we have something to talk about with our friends.
Yeah, Dobie, being a sheriff is cool. I have a bad feeling. It seems like we're about to face the boss battle, finally.
Sheriff Labrador, just look at him. He's so funny. Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha. You're right, Dobie. Why is he looking in different directions? How can he see us?
To be honest, I feel a bit sorry for him too. Maybe we shouldn't kill him.
Ouch! He threw a tomato at us. Looks like that's all he's capable of. Unfortunately, we'll have to kill him because only then will the gates open and we can move forward.
Okay, let's focus on the boss. Grab the bazooka and shoot the same thing he's shooting.
Oh, take this tomato to the face, Jax.
That's what he deserves. Next time, he won't spoil vegetables and fruits. They could have gone to charity.
My face is already covered in vegetable scraps. Just a little bit more. He has very little HP left.
We did it. Well done.
Phew, he exploded so powerfully. We have his gun left. Maybe it will come in handy later.
Of course it will be needed, Labrador. Ahead of us awaits the final boss, and we still don't know who it is. By the way, who do you think it is?
I think the main boss is Kinger because he's the king. So he's the ultimate boss. Let's tell the guys another story while we're on our way to him. It will be about how we were forgotten on a deserted island for a week.
It seems like one of those days when all plans vanish like smoke. Labrador and I decided to go fishing on a small boat in a secluded bay. But something went wrong. We lost our bearings and sailed into unknown waters.
Yeah, we definitely messed up with navigation. The weather was unstable and we found ourselves on a deserted island, far from civilization. At first it seemed like a thrilling adventure, but as the days passed, we started to worry.
We tried to send out SOS signals, but there was no one who could hear us. We had to survive on that island for the entire week.
But remember, Dobby, it wasn't just a trial. During our stay, we discovered something strange on the northern part of the island. It was a small bunker buried underground. At first glance, it seemed abandoned for a long time, but something inside made us suspect otherwise.
Yeah, and that turned out to be true. In the bunker, we found old records and documents indicating that this island was used by the military for secret experiments in the past. It turned out that research was conducted here to create biological weapons.
Oh, Dobie, it looks like we'll have to postpone the story for a bit because right now we're going to fight the main boss of this map, Kane.
He crafted himself some big combat suit. That's good protection.
You're right. Such a suit would come in handy for us at the police precinct, for example, during prisoner riots or mass terrorist attacks.
Just look at the attention he paid to the details of the suit. There's even a bow tie and a hat. I think he's a bit obsessed with gentlemanliness.
Yeah, thank goodness we took the bazooka from Jax. We would be running around the field unarmed right now, searching for an exit.
We've already taken off one of his arms. He's shooting half as effectively. Let's push harder. We're almost there.
Take this. Get it.
I'm tired of killing him too. When will we defeat him? Maybe we're not hitting him?
Yes.
We did it, Sheriff Labrador.
We need to celebrate this. How about going to the dog cafe?
Not a bad idea. Did you see how beautifully he exploded?
Yay, it seems you wanted to finish telling the story.
Right. Thanks for reminding me. We stopped at finding the abandoned bunker.
We were shocked by this discovery. The history of this place was dark and dangerous. we realized that something needed to be done to prevent further use of the island for sinister purposes.
We gathered all the information we found and did everything possible to reach the nearest settlement and report it. Our persistence and determination allowed us to return home and prevent a potential threat.
So, dear friends, today we escaped from the amazing digital circus prison and went through a lot of challenges, but it's time to say goodbye. Be sure to watch our other videos and don't forget to like. Hello, dear friends. As you can see, we are at school, which means today we will be escaping from Mr. Stinky.
Yeah, hello everyone. But first, we need to get out of the classroom. Crazy Mr. Stinky has hung our photo on the board and written that we're noobs. We need to prove him wrong.
We'll gladly do that. I think we'll manage it easily since we're real sheriffs. Let's activate the fire alarm and escape before anyone comes.
Sheriff Labrador, we have many tough challenges ahead, but we need to save our strength for the final boss battle.
Oops, it turns out he was very close the whole time. Looks like stealth isn't an option. Run!
He's looking at us so terrifyingly, with such a beastly smile. He's about to catch up with us. We need to speed up.
Did it seem like he pushed us with his belly? Maybe he's just trying to scare us or play with us. He probably just wants to see how we handle his challenges.
Ha ha ha! Why did he fall asleep? All right, better not take any chances.
Looks like someone before us tried to escape and stepped into this strange green liquid. I hope it's not snot.
Better snot than acid, I suppose.
We're climbing into the ventilation. We need to hold our breath to avoid choking on the dust.
Now we're gonna do a little parkour. We all remember that you're a professional at it, so I'm sure we'll pass through it without any mistakes. Looks like he's already awake. I hope he doesn't attack us now.
Just look at how creepy it looks. Why did he drill through the wall and peek at us through a hole instead of just setting up a camera?
Brr, very spooky. Maybe he thinks this will scare us and we won't be able to continue.
He won't scare us like this. We've faced scarier things. We just need to ignore him and focus on reaching our goal. We need to figure out how to open the gates.
I think those two buttons should open them. The question is whether we need to press them separately or at the same time.
It would seem unfair of the developer to make a door that can only be opened together. Well, we'll find out soon when we press the second button.
How much money and time do you think went into creating all these trials? He's really crazy. Why did he need to create all this just to watch crying children?
Great! The door opened. I think he spent around $500,000 in about 6 years on all of this. But we can't say for sure because we haven't seen the other trials yet, and I'm sure they'll be even more elaborate.
Oh, I've seen this trial somewhere before. I know what's coming next.
It's possible he's conducting these trials and observing us to learn our weaknesses and defeat us in the final battle.
Good theory, but right now we need to focus on not getting hit by the laser. Listen, I don't quite understand lasers in games and how they can disintegrate things, because I've never seen such lasers in real life. Only those you can play with a cat or aim with a weapon.
Dobie, there are lasers in existence that are very powerful and used in materials processing or furniture manufacturing. Their strength allows them to cut through various objects.
Got it, thanks. Look, this guy is suggesting that we take some secret path. I'm not sure if we should listen to him or not.
Well, I think if it's a trap and we get killed there, it's not a big deal, because we'll just respawn and continue on the normal path. Plus, it's very curious to see what's there.
It looks like a giant suspended platform. Maybe we're about to have a boss battle. But why did that guy say it's a secret way?
It seems like all we can do is press this red button.
On the count of 3.
Let's go!
All right.
It seems like the button really spawned the boss. He looks like Mr. Stinky, but with legs made of sewer pipes.
And under his body, there's a large gear. What could that mean?
Maybe Mr. Stinky likes steampunk, and that's why he made a robot copy of himself. It even knows how to throw its hat. Perhaps it has artificial intelligence built in?
Given the advancement of technology, it's possible, but the problem is that Mr. Stinky is 1,000,000 years old and wouldn't have mastered such technology. However, considering how crazy he is, we can expect a lot from him.
Just a little more HP left for him. The key is not to get too close so he can't reach us with his hat.
Yes! That was a bit exhausting. He was too strong. Or maybe they gave us too weak of a weapon.
All right, what's next? We defeated him and they didn't even give us anything? What nonsense. Maybe they'll at least leave us the weapons.
Phew! I wanted to go back but accidentally jumped. No big deal. They'll respawn us now.
In the end, that guy just blatantly tricked us. He probably wanted to laugh at us failing, but something didn't go according to plan. Did you notice that the edges of these books have spikes? That's very dangerous.
And there were also some balls with spikes. They looked a lot like viruses. I hope we didn't get sick from being near them.
I think we almost ran into a spiked mace. I didn't even notice it when I was jumping.
Oh no, it's Yellow-Toothed Larissa. Grab the weapon and shoot her in the eye.
Listen, so that means she's Mrs. Stinky. Because her breath smells bad, looks like she hasn't brushed her teeth in a long time. Fate! I hope she at least takes a shower.
And she also has terrible makeup and an ugly wart on her face. So it all makes sense now. Mr. and Mrs. Stinky are dating. Very interesting.
Hooray! The second boss is defeated. After the video, we'll need to celebrate our victories.
Sheriff Labrador, do you remember how we saved the town from the approaching tsunami?
Of course, Dobby. I remember every day of our teamwork. Sometimes before bed, I recall many of our adventures together, and it warms my heart instantly.
That's wonderful. Let's tell this story to the guys then. After a long day at work, Labrador and I finally boarded the bus heading home. We were tired, but satisfied with a job well done. Suddenly, through the bus window, we noticed the sky darkening, and the sea began to rage. Taking a closer look, we realized a tsunami was approaching our town.
Without hesitation, we jumped up and asked the driver to stop the bus. The driver, seeing our determination, complied immediately. We rushed out of the bus and ran to the nearest police station to raise the alarm.
We knew time was short. At the station, we contacted local authorities and warned them of the impending threat. All services were immediately mobilized to evacuate people from coastal areas and reinforce the dikes.
I took on the coordination of the evacuation. Alongside firefighters and rescuers, we began going door to door, warning residents and helping them quickly leave the danger zone. Meanwhile, Dobby organized barricades and directed transport for evacuating people.
The work was intense, but coordinated. The townspeople acted quickly and efficiently, following our instructions. The tsunami was already approaching as we completed the evacuation and reinforced the last dikes.
When the wave hit, we were ready. The high barricades and reinforced dikes withstood the force of the water. The town remained intact, and the residents were safe.
After the tsunami receded, we inspected the town. The damage was minimal thanks to the quick response and collective efforts of all services. The residents thanked us for our prompt action and rescue.
We returned home with a sense of having accomplished something truly significant. A saved town and the grateful faces of the residents were the best reward for our hard work.
Guys, if you enjoy our stories, be sure to write about it in the comments because we have plenty more to share.
I hope this guy won't interfere with us now.
It seems he's really getting in our way. Ugh, why did he stand up there and not move? There's no space as it is.
Let's remember another story about the cunning plan of the raccoons so we don't get too upset.
We went outside to investigate and saw strange glowing objects in the sky, resembling UFOs. These were devices disrupting the operation of electrical appliances, and their origin remained a mystery until we received a message from local residents who had seen raccoons placing something suspicious in the sewers.
We realized that raccoons, known for their cunning, had been planning this scheme for years, aiming to bring us back to the Stone Age. It posed a serious threat to our town, and we had to act quickly.
Gathering a team, we descended into the sewer pipes where we discovered and deactivated the devices disrupting electricity. It was a dangerous mission, but thanks to our unity and professionalism, we managed to succeed.
Look, we've reached some kind of cup. I think it's a trap. It can't be this easy. Someone is probably going to ambush us now.
Well, what should we do? Let's take it.
Yes, we were right. It was actually predictable. But the fact that this cup is our weapon is amazing.
How did Mr. Stinky make this robot? I wonder if it's hollow inside. But it's pure steel, so it must be very heavy. You have to be careful it doesn't fall on you, or it'll crush you flat.
It's possible it's not even a robot, but a giant suit. Maybe he's sitting inside it and controlling it.
Oh no, I didn't expect his attack to kill in one hit. It's okay though, everything's saved, and he's down to less than half HP. We'll finish him off quickly now. Let's go.
I didn't quite understand. He has another attack where he jumps. But just in case, I jump too. Maybe it's his lethal ground wave.
Yeah! Great job, Labrador. It seems that was the final boss. We can safely leave this cursed school now.
I hope they let us keep this cup. Besides reminding us of our victory and the effort we put into overcoming all the trials, it can still shoot. I would like a weapon disguised as a regular item. It could save someone's life.
And when you hold it in your hands, you run very fast. Probably because you feel pride in your victory and gain motivation.
Thank you for the support and for being a good conversation partner, Dobby. Without our teamwork, we wouldn't have made it to the end and wouldn't have been able to defeat the final boss.
Thank you too, Lab. I really enjoyed this place. Guys, if you know any other interesting Roblox places, be sure to write them in the comments so we can check them out.
All right, guys, it's time to move on to the next place. Hello, everyone. Today we will be playing Disaster Island Survival.
Everything is correct, Sheriff Labrador. We are about to face several catastrophes. We will test our resilience and learn how to act in such situations.
As you could see in the distance, there is an island where we will find ourselves in a few moments, and we will strive to remain calm in order to make clear decisions.
We have spawned. It seems to be a large cottage, and there are even villas on the beach.
And palm trees. We need to grab a couple of coconuts just in case there is a zombie apocalypse and we need to survive in a bunker.
I don't think we will face such a tough challenge right away. First, there should be a catastrophe, not survival.
Just look at this. There is even an elevator. It's a very luxurious cottage. I would stay here for a couple of weeks.
You know, it would be too much space for just the two of us and quite boring as well. I would invite all our friends.
I agree with you on that. We would have a great time here. But it seems the catastrophe is starting. It looks like there will be a heavy rain.
I'm afraid this is a sign that a flood is coming. We need to get as high as possible.
One moment, I want to confirm our suspicions. What if it's just a heavy rain?
No, it's very clear how quickly the water is covering everything on the ground.
I see the highest spot on this map. Let's climb up there.
Looks like we made it to the highest point, Labrador, just in time too. The water's rising fast.
Yeah, but it's getting crowded up here. We need to be careful. One wrong move and we could be knocked right into the water.
I know. If we fall in, we'll get soaked. And with this cold wind, we'll be shivering in no time. Not to mention the risk of getting sick.
Let's stay close to the center and keep our eyes open. If anyone gets too close, we'll politely remind them to give us some space.
Look, it seems the water has stopped rising. Maybe we can go a bit lower. It's safer there.
Good idea. There, we won't be crowded with others.
Look where the guy in the elevator went. He's going to drown.
Oh no, it looks like the water jammed the elevator's electronics and it's sinking. Poor guy.
Oh no! Someone pushed us into the water. Now our paws are wet. Why didn't we go to a deserted place like I said?
Hooray, buddy! We survived our first catastrophe. Now we know we need to be careful in crowds and always stay higher up.
All right, it looks like this is the Roblox office. Let's take the elevator to the top floor.
Oops, I hope that wasn't us who broke it. There will be a lot of people in the elevator now. We need to quickly press the button so they won't be able to get in.
Guys, you can't jump in the elevator or it might stop and you'll have to wait for the repairman.
I wonder if the guys who didn't get in the elevator with us will be able to escape the catastrophe. What if there's an earthquake now and we'll be in a disadvantageous position?
Someone didn't manage to get out of the elevator and they went down.
Judging by the warning, there's going to be a tsunami, so we were right to climb as high as possible. Great.
I wonder whose workspace is right in front of the elevator. It's not convenient, and the sounds of the moving elevator will be disturbing.
2 antennas. Let's climb up to the highest one.
I don't think there's a need to climb so high. And besides, there's a very high chance of falling and breaking into pieces up there.
Don't worry, Dobie. You remember that I'm a born parkourist.
Of course I remember. Here comes a giant wave. Let's tell the guys how you realized that parkour was for you and how you trained for it.
Of course. Back in the distant past, when I was still in school, I couldn't even imagine that parkour would become my calling. At that time, I was just an ordinary boy who spent more time with textbooks than outside.
Yes, but you always showed interest in physical activity. Do you remember how we often played games in the yard that involved running and jumping?
Of course I remember, but parkour, it was something completely new to me.
Hooray, we've overcome another catastrophe.
Oh right, where did I leave off? It all started by chance. One day, I saw a guy on the street effortlessly overcoming obstacles, as if dancing with them. I really liked it, so I decided to give it a try.
And how did it go?
Well, at first, it wasn't easy. I often fell and got bruises, but I didn't give up. I wanted to get better, so I kept training. Every day, I went out and jumped over railings, ran on roofs, and looked for new ways to move.
And eventually, you became a true master of parkour.
Yes, it was a long journey, but I realized that parkour is not just a sport, it's a way of life. It's about freedom, creativity, and self-confidence. And when I became sheriff, these qualities helped me in my work.
You're right, Labrador. Your experience in parkour has made you even more effective and flexible in fighting crime.
It looks like we're near an erupting volcano. Why would anyone build something close to a volcano? It's so dangerous.
Let's hope that the bubbling lava won't come flying at us directly in the face. Probably to prevent that from happening, we should move further away.
For example, we could squeeze in here between the containers, although it's very narrow and probably hard to breathe.
Then we should look around and find a better option. We could also try to hide in a house. At least there's a roof there.
Well, let's give it a try. The main thing is to have a good reaction in case the lava starts melting the wall and floor and flies towards us.
Labrador, let's talk about lava.
Okay. You know, Dobie, lava is such a fascinating and at the same time terrifying natural phenomenon.
Absolutely, Lab. Lava is both beautiful and deadly. It's amazing how something so destructive can also create new land.
Right? The sheer heat of it is incredible. Did you know that lava can reach temperatures of over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit?
That's scorching. It's hard to imagine something that hot, and the way it flows, almost like a slow-moving river, but with the potential to obliterate everything in its path.
It's a powerful reminder of the Earth's inner forces. I read somewhere that lava comes from the mantle, which is a part of the Earth that we'll never see, but it influences so much of what happens on the surface.
Yeah, and when it cools, it forms new rocks and even entire islands. It's like nature's way of recycling and renewing itself. It's hard to believe that all of this was created over time. Evolution is an amazing thing.
While we were talking about lava, we survived the catastrophe. So it looks like this place sells cars. As usual, let's take the elevator to the top floor.
I hear the sounds of breaking glass. I don't understand why they're breaking it. It could have protected us during a catastrophe.
In a few seconds, we'll find out what kind of catastrophe we'll be facing. In the meantime, we can explore the building.
Wow, there's a car. Let's try to take it for a ride.
Let's try it. Just make sure we get in faster than that guy.
We did it. We can go. Oh no, an earthquake. We need to get out of here quickly.
My God, the wheel came off out of nowhere. How are we going to leave from here?
Let's try to get into the elevator. Maybe we can still escape from here.
What? Ouch! The ceiling collapsed on us. I'm hitting the gas as hard as I can.
Come on, elevator. Why aren't you moving?
We made it. Now we'll escape.
Why is it so slow?
Half of the building has already collapsed.
No, our car completely fell apart. What a pity. I really wanted to drive around the streets.
I can't get out. For some reason, I'm being pushed back. It's probably the 9.0 earthquake.
We made it out, but unfortunately, our car didn't survive.
Let's tell the guys the story of how we saved the city from destruction. It was an ordinary day in our quiet town when suddenly everything changed. The ground started shaking, houses were cracking at the seams, and panic filled the streets. Dobie and I, the sheriffs of this town, immediately knew we were dealing with something unusual.
We quickly gathered the people to find out what was happening, but I had my suspicions.
Yes, Dobie suspected it wasn't a simple earthquake. While he talked to the residents, I went to the scientific center on the outskirts of town. There, learning from the scientists that they were conducting experiments with earthquakes, I realized the cause was human intervention.
We couldn't allow this experiment to lead to a catastrophe. Together with Lab, we developed a plan of action. We had to stop the earthquake and save the city.
After evacuating people from the danger zone, we started taking action. The scientific team helped us develop methods to minimize the consequences of the experiment and soften the blow.
Through our combined efforts, we managed to prevent further destruction and save our city from disaster. It was a real challenge, but we did it together, Labrador, and the city is grateful to us for that.
Meanwhile, we're riding up the mountain on a ski lift. It's a shame we didn't bring skis.
I noticed that the wind is very strong and we're swaying. I hope we're strapped in. I'm not very fond of heights either.
Oh no, the acid rain has started. We need to urgently take cover under a roof.
It's too small a house. I don't think it will withstand the acid for long. Let's move to the neighboring large house.
I agree with you. A wall has already been blown away. Let's run.
We need to think through our actions a bit to anticipate all the consequences and prevent failure.
Horror, she didn't make it in time.
It's good that we have a small supply of health-restoring provisions in our bag.
By the way, there was once acid rain in our city too. Let's tell how it was. It was one of those days when everything around seemed calm until this nightmare began. The sky turned dark and acid rain started falling on the streets. The townsfolk were in panic, and we, Sheriffs Dobie and I, realized we needed to act urgently.
First, we had to calm the people down and organize the evacuation of those in danger zones. But then we decided to find out the cause of this nightmare.
And we were shocked to learn that it was all caused by a mad scientist conducting weather experiments. He accidentally triggered this acid rain and couldn't stop it.
We realized we had no time for deliberation. We needed to act fast to save the city. We assembled a team of rescuers and headed to the scene.
We devised a plan to stop the rain and clean the air from acid fumes. It was dangerous, but we had to take risks.
With the help of special devices and chemical agents, we managed to neutralize the acid precipitation and prevent further destruction.
Great, we've even survived this catastrophe.
It was great fun, Labrador.
Yeah.
Well, folks, our video is coming to an end, which means it's time to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see the second episode of this Roblox place, let us know in the comments, and we won't say goodbye. Hello again, everyone. This time we will be escaping from the Yeti's icy village.
Yeah, as you can see, this place is very beautiful. You can really tell that life is bustling here. During our adventure, we'll definitely need to explore everything thoroughly and get to know the local residents.
I think they are very friendly and hospitable. Look, they're skating on the ice right in front of us. When I was a kid, I loved ice skating and skiing with my parents. It's a shame I don't always have time for those activities now.
I also had many hobbies as a child. I'm glad I got to try many different sports. In some way, it helped me choose my profession.
According to that sign, in this challenge, we need to gather 3 cubes in one place. Let's do it!
All right, I see the second one. Only 1 cube left to find.
There it is. It was so close the whole time.
It's strange that they change size when we pick them up, but it doesn't matter. We managed to build a staircase with them, which allowed us to get the pineapple that opens the passage.
And there it is. I wonder what other challenges we'll face on our journey.
Oh, we just came out on the other side. Couldn't we have just walked around?
Hello, little penguins. How are you feeling?
I think they don't quite understand our language. We need to open a school here for the intellectual development of penguins.
Oh my God, a familiar game. Here we have to guess the correct tile a few times to pass this challenge.
Great. We've already guessed one.
Excellent. I think the left is a trap, so let's go to the right.
Oops, that was a mistake. And we even broke another glass while falling. Let the subscribers write in the comments which way we should jump next.
I want to go to the right. I hope you guessed right. Labrador, have you ever thought about the positives of our job as sheriffs?
Of course, Dobie. Being a sheriff isn't just about challenges and dangers. There are many positive aspects to this job. What specifically do you mean?
Well, for example, one of the positives is the opportunity to help people. Every day, we do something that truly impacts the lives of others.
I agree. Helping and protecting our community is a great honor and responsibility. It gives me a sense of pride in our work. It's also a fantastic opportunity to set an example for the younger generation.
Yes, being role models is important. Kids look up to us and see what can be achieved by being brave and determined. And what about diversity? Each day brings something new.
Absolutely. The job is never boring. We meet different people, encounter various situations, and learn something new every day. This helps us grow and develop.
And let's not forget teamwork. We have a great team, and each of us contributes to the collective effort. We support each other and tackle any challenges together.
Mutual support is key to success in our profession. I also appreciate the opportunity to be outdoors and stay active. We're not stuck in an office all day, which helps us stay physically fit.
Yes, staying active is great. And of course, there's a sense of satisfaction knowing that we've done something meaningful. Every case solved, every person saved is proof that our work matters.
Absolutely. Being a sheriff is more than just a job. It's a way of life and a calling. Despite all the challenges, I wouldn't trade this job for anything else.
I completely agree, Labrador. Being a sheriff is not only a challenge, but also a tremendous satisfaction from making the world a better place.
Yes, and every day we continue to discover new positives about our job, finding them in the most unexpected places.
Hey, Labrador, since we're in such a cold place right now, let's share a story. It was our first vacation in many years of service, Labrador. Honestly, I couldn't even imagine we'd end up at the North Pole, let alone meet Santa Claus himself.
Yes, Dobie, it was an incredible adventure. The entire helicopter flight to the North Pole felt like something out of a fairy tale. And when we stepped out of the helicopter and saw that snowy landscape, I was simply speechless.
Remember how we wandered through those icy expanses, enjoying the absolute silence. And suddenly, just when we were about to head back, we saw him, Santa Claus, racing through the sky on his sleigh with reindeer.
It was truly something else. I never expected Santa Claus to actually exist. He was so jolly and kind-hearted, and his reindeer. They were absolutely magnificent.
We decided to approach him and have a chat. Santa turned out to be very friendly and allowed us to try his famous cookies, which he bakes for children all around the world.
Yes, and his skill in sleigh driving was just extraordinary. He told us many fascinating stories about his adventures. I'll remember that day forever.
When it was time to say goodbye, Santa wished us a safe journey and a Merry Christmas. Labrador and I thanked him and promised to pass on his kind words to all the people in our town.
This vacation at the North Pole was a true gift for us. We came back home with warm memories and the certainty that miracles do exist in this world.
Oh no, poor golden penguin. It seems he was swept away by a waterfall and frozen in the ice. After our escape, we'll definitely rescue him. I've heard that many animals can survive being frozen.
I'm sure he'll be fine. We just need to bring something to melt this ice block.
Oops! Looks like in this challenge, the floor is very slippery, and we shouldn't step on the snow blocks.
But making just one mistake, this challenge becomes very simple. Let's see what awaits us next.
All right, I can already see some kind of mysterious portal ahead. Hopefully it doesn't teleport us straight into the Yeti's lair.
Let's find out right now.
It doesn't seem to be working, but we're starting to glow. We need to figure out what this has done for us.
I got it. It seems like it gave us some sort of anti-gravity effect.
We're weightless, just like on the moon.
Since we're talking about space, let's tell the guys about how we went to space. This day started like any other on duty, but everything changed when we received that top secret call. The government assigned us a mission we could only dream of. We were going to spend a week in space and even visit the moon.
When I first heard about it, I couldn't believe my ears. Space! It was my childhood dream, and now it was becoming a reality. We went through an accelerated astronaut training course, and soon we were in the space shuttle, ready for launch.
The launch was absolutely thrilling. First, the powerful acceleration, then the weightlessness. We found ourselves in space, and it was an incredible feeling. Our mission included not only observing the Earth, but also collecting samples from the moon.
Hold on. It looks like we'll have to put our story on hold for a bit, because I have a feeling this is all leading up to something important.
Oh my God, it's a giant octopus. How terrifying it is.
Good thing we prepared before the fight and grabbed the bow from the chest. Now, let's teach this big guy a lesson.
Oh, look at the floor. It seems there's a blinking check mark. What could it mean?
We need to figure it out quickly, as it could be the key to how we fight him.
I'll stand on the check mark just in case because it seems more trustworthy than the red X. And while we're jumping around, we need to make sure to deal damage to him.
Listen, I think I'm starting to understand what all these floor signs mean. The octopus strikes exactly on the tiles where the X was. So these are signs for us to dodge his attack. That means you were right. It's better to stand on the check mark.
Hooray! Great job, Dobie. That's what he deserves. Nothing to stand in the way of our escape.
Perfectly. Here's the bridge for us. Come on, let's quickly move on to the next challenge and continue our story about how we visited the moon. At first, we got used to the weightlessness and settled in on board. The view of Earth from space was mesmerizing, but the main challenge awaited us ahead, landing on the moon.
Approaching the moon, we felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. We knew this mission was important not only for us, but for the entire country. The landing went smoothly, and there we were, taking our first steps on the lunar surface.
It was like a movie. Lunar soil under our feet, vast, empty plains, and absolute silence. We started collecting samples, carefully packing them into special containers. Labrador, do you remember how difficult it was to move around in those bulky spacesuits?
Yes, it wasn't easy, but we managed. We collected the necessary samples and even conducted a few scientific experiments. Ensuring everything was securely packed, we headed back to the shuttle.
The return journey was full of anticipation. We knew our mission was nearing completion, and we had to safely return to Earth. The landing was successful, and a whole team of specialists greeted us.
That week in space was an unforgettable experience. We brought back valuable samples from the moon and accomplished our mission. Now, when we look at the night sky, we know we've been there and done something important for science and our country.
It was the greatest adventure of our lives, and I'm glad we tackled it together. Who knows what other challenges await us in the future? But one thing I know for sure, together, we're ready for any trials, even those beyond our planet.
So, we've covered a lot of ground already. I think we're about to encounter the final boss soon. I think it's going to be the Yeti himself.
I can't wait for the moment when we escape from here. I think this battle is going to be legendary.
I think we should wait a little longer, and in the meantime, we can enjoy watching these fish.
Oh, it seems they are not friendly towards us. What a shame. Only the penguins were friendly.
Then we'll have to navigate this parkour very carefully. No worries though, I'm a professional at it.
Perfect, Labrador. We've gathered this strange fruit that opened up a passage for us. Now we can continue onwards.
I think there's a catch here. It's not for nothing that there are 2 beams here.
Oops, you're right. One of them was cut through. No worries though. Now we know we need to go left.
It's going to be more challenging here, but I've come up with a way to test the strength of these beams without falling down.
It doesn't seem to be working very well. Or maybe all the beams are fine.
No, one of them was supposed to kill us. It's good that we checked.
I see a minecart ahead. Have you ever ridden one of those?
Not exactly one like that. I haven't worked in a mine, but I have ridden roller coasters, and it's very similar.
This also reminds me of when we recently played Minecraft and built a railway. Guys, if you want to see our Minecraft survival adventure, be sure to give a like.
And now it's time to say goodbye. If you want a second part of our escape adventure, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.